I want to start by saying how much it means to me to see you all here today, and that you've been sharing your exquisite stories with me, and it's so meaningful, and I love you all so much, and truly, I just wish I could express into words what your stories and your heart and your love and your kindness means to me, and it's been incredibly healing, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, so thank you so much. It really means the world to me, and it gives me so much faith in humanity and the world, and I love you, and I'm gonna turn the mic over to you now. Whoever wants to start.
Do. Hi, Soleil. It's good to see you again. We met you yesterday. You're just so amazing, and just everything I thought you would be, you are, and even more. So
thank you.
We just love you so much.
You made me cry.
So my question is, with the prevalence of crossover episodes, with different shows, especially in the '80s, I wanted to know: is there a show that you would have liked Punky to cross over with, and what characters would you like her to interact with?
Oh my gosh, that's like the best question ever. Wow, what would I? Okay. Oh, now I'm thinking of movies, because of course, like if Punky could have gone and hung out like with Dirty Dancing and Lost Boys, I think that would have been like my dream of all dreams, probably. Like it was more like movies at that time that I was obsessed with, and but my goodness, Dynasty. I really, really was obsessed with Dynasty, that show. When I was growing up, that was really cool. So it would have been really fun for Punky to have been able to go and stay with like the Colbys or the Dynasty family for like a week. And then she would have been like, let's go change the world, right? And she would have made them go donate all the money to like the underprivileged children. And I think that would have been kind of epic.
Awesome.
She and Cherry would have like had all the members of the family like donating, right? Don't you think?
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was a really good question.
Hi, I was wondering, I got to meet you yesterday and I just loved it, but did you keep anything from either of the Punky series like as a memento for yourself?
Yes, these shoes right here I kept from the continuation. And yeah, my mom has some things, like some of my old shoes and things like that. And like a Punky doll, some of the mementos. But one of the things that's truly been so amazing, I'm sorry, you guys, I know my skirt's like a little short, so I'm like keeps pulling it down, sorry. But it's been so cool to see what you all have been bringing, because there are things that I've never seen before. Like literally I've seen, like lunch boxes and things that tie around the knees and all kinds of things. Oh my gosh, there was like a viewfinder. Are you here? The person that brought like the viewfinder film, like just all kinds of things. And the thing is, like, I didn't know what kind of merchandising they were doing, So I'm seeing coloring books and things that I've never seen before. And so to feel that kind of like impact and like, oh, I'll get very emotional, but like Punky Brewster was like the superhero that I leaned into like in my good times and my hard times. And so it's been so beautiful to see all of that coming across, as I see you guys, and the t-shirt. I mean, it's just amazing.
Well, thank you so much for coming to North Carolina.
Thank you. Did that answer your question?
Hello, I'm Anya, and I wanted to say, what was it like to work with an animatronic cat for Sabrina?
Oh, that's such a great question. You know what? It was so much fun because the whole team, we would do table readings and everything together, so we were very much connected in that way. And then there was all sorts of magic that happened, like all the time, and you'd be blown away because it would be like all of a sudden things would disappear and reappear, and it was pretty profound and really, really cool. And it was great having Nick to have the whole team on set. So even if someone was a cat or a wizard, all these different things, so often they were there with you as part of it. So that was really, really fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. And also it was so fun working with Melissa because she's one of my best friends, and so we were like kids, on set. Melissa Joan Hart, love Melissa, yes. Shout out to Melissa.
You just walked right into my question. I've watched all 7 seasons of Sabrina the Teenage Witch about 3 or 5 times in a row.
Oh my goodness.
So I was going to ask either what was your favorite moment with Melissa Joan Hart, or what was your favorite set, or your favorite part of working on the show.
That's such a great question. One of my favorite parts was that truly we are such dear friends. She is one of my best friends in the world, and our friendship is so genuine. And to be able to go to work every day with someone you love and have heart-to-hearts, and we would, heart-to-hearts. I just thought of that. To have that kind of friendship is so special, and that's what Cherry and I always had. Like, it's like playing make-believe, right? Because you're going on set, but you're spending time with someone that you love and that you're connected to, and it was really, really special. And I would say, thinking back on it, one of the most special experiences we shot an episode, a beach blanket bingo episode on the beach, and Aaron Carter came and performed. And of course, the last few years I've spent working on this documentary on the family, and so it was really beautiful that I could think back to that time and that innocence, and there was this performance, and it was so cool being on set at a beach, and there was just a lot of joy there. So that was one of my favorite experiences.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh.
Hi, Soleil.
Hi, my favorite other balloon.
I'm Punky Brewster.
I love it.
I actually, just really quick, going back to Melissa Joan Hart, I would have loved a Clarissa Punky crossover episode. Yeah. That would have been amazing.
Yes.
Punky crawling through the window.
Let's manifest it, you guys. I think we need to make that happen.
I think we do. If you could give her a call for me, I think I lost her number.
Absolutely.
But my question is, you mentioned Aaron Carter, and looking at like Kid 20, the generation before us, TV child stars kind of got a bad rap and really struggled. And so I was wondering what you think it is that made actresses and actors like you and like Melissa Joan Hart stay grounded and not kind of fall victim to the like child star curse, so to speak.
I think that's an amazing question. Melissa and I have spoken about it a lot over the years. I think we both had really grounded families and parents that were really, parents that were in our lives, families, friends. Our entire world wasn't work. During the summers, I would go to summer camp. I had my family, friends outside of work, and I think that was a big part of it. And the truth is, there's so many of us that have made it through and have these exquisite families and flourishing lives, and then some of my best friends didn't make it out. And I think so much when I think about Jonathan Brandis and dear friends that were part of Kid 90 and had, beautiful families, I think mental health is such an important conversation to be having. And I think at that time, as we were growing up, there was so much stigma that we weren't always having those conversations. And so I think as human beings living in this experience, I hope that we can have these conversations so that the narrative shifts and so that we can shed light, on mental health for everyone. And then I think there's also the pressure cooker element to being in the business, and whether it's being an athlete or a musician or an actor. And if you're a people pleaser and you just want everybody to be happy and you want to please your family, please work, or you feel like you have to support your family and make a living for your family, and you compile that with mental health or fame and money and all of those things, if you don't have a safety place or a family or friends that you can turn to and have those conversations, then I think it can be a really lonely place to be, whether you're, in show business or not.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm James.
Nice to see you, James.
I want to thank you very much, because when I was 13 years old and very skinny and very short, I got a chance to do a commercial in Boston that promoted your show at 6 o'clock on TV 38. So it paid for basketball camp. I really appreciate that.
Yes, awesome.
But for what would be, when you first started out, because I have a friend who has got a young daughter who's starting in the industry, what was the thing that most surprised you, that you're like, wow, this is something that I was not on the checklist of things that they tell you about that you would offer to a young lady starting in the industry?
Oh, there's so many things. I mean, I was 5 years old when I started, and I was really shy before that, and I think that acting really brought me out of my shell and made me more comfortable. I still get very like nervous, even like speaking. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so incredible, all these amazing people. But it was amazing, the opportunity to meet so many people and travel and, you know, back to like my family, like my mom would always make it a point that when we traveled, like whenever we would land somewhere and do a job, she'd be like, where's the nearest carnival? And she would take me to the nearest carnival, so I still had my childhood. And what acting really allowed me to do was see places in the world in such a profound way. And my family was always about giving back. And so the opportunity to go and meet people and be of service, that was such a big part of our upbringings and our lives. So traveling, being able to meet people, being able to get to know people, I was surprised by the magnitude of it. And then I remember it being like mind-bending when I got invited to go to the White House and they had like the Easter egg roll, and it was so incredible, and there was like thousands of people, and I lost my mom. And true story, my mom was like trying to find me, and some secret service guided me, and literally she found me eating like Popeye's chicken in the Oval Office. And it was so awesome. And that was very surprising. That was surprising for my family. It was surprising for me. I had crazy stories like that. I like once like had, I went to a Bruce Springsteen concert with Elizabeth Taylor and Michael Jackson. It was like wild. Like that was mind bending, you know? And so, and it was wild because years earlier, it's like I was in the audience, like going and seeing the Jackson 5, you know what I mean? So like just these experiences that were so, so mind bending, and yet that I'm so thankful for.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's crazy, right? Michael Jackson and Elizabeth Taylor. It's crazy, right? I mean, don't get me started. I had a time when he babysat me, too. That was a whole other story.
I'm gonna pull it out. It's okay.
That didn't come out right, did it? Anyway.
Hey, my name's Terry.
Hi.
I'm a huge long-time fan. Growing up, you and your brother both were like two of my favorite actors.
Thank you.
Actually, I just finished a rewatch of Voyagers last week, and just finished sadly the only season we got of the revival for Punky. Well, this is like my 12th watch through, but anyway, do you feel like there's more for Punky's story now that she's actually started reconnecting with her mother after all of these years and giving them a chance to rebuild and heal the wounds? Because with George Gaines gone, I mean, without Henry, Punky just felt like she was kind of
I felt like there was so much more to come. First of all, I thought the
agree.
connection with the mom, I definitely saw her getting together with her husband again, for sure, with Freddy Prinze Jr. I totally saw them, like, that they were going to work it out. The kids, it was so much fun, and the audience, like the viewers, like were so supportive and just so much love. And I always say, you know, people will be like, well, how do you feel about Punky? I'm like, Punky is such a part of my heart. If I am 120 years old and people are like, Punky, I'll be like, yes, thank you, I love it. And I really do mean that. Like I could keep playing Punky forever, and I think it makes me emotional. Like part of why I love this experience so much is like it keeps Punky alive, right? Like being able to have these interactions with you all, like it really does. And she is like so much a part of my heart and soul, and I love the idea that like she gets to inspire uniqueness and being different and the differences in all of us. And so like in a way, like I think that's one of the reasons that for me this is so special, is she's just so close to my heart. And I feel like her story is still going on and on and on, you know? And Cherry is still one of my best friends, and literally like she came to visit not too long ago because the creator of Punky had passed away, and we went together to the memorial and everything, and we were walking down the beach, and it was so fun. It's like Punky and Cherry are going and visiting like a beach community. Like it was like a movie inside a movie, you know? Like I'm like, it just felt so cool. And I was like, this is amazing. It's like still great.
Thank you.
thank you. And she always wanted to be an astronaut, which I have always wanted to be an astronaut. So someday I'm determined to go to space, and I'll have to bring a punky something with me, or wear 2 different colored shoes or something, 2 different colored moon boots, you know.
Hi.
Hi.
Huge fan. Loved Punky and the revival as well. So piggybacking off of his question, what was it like working with Freddy Prinze Jr.?
Oh, it was awesome. He was amazing. And it's so wild because Sarah Michelle Gellar and I had done Girl Talk together. I don't know if any of you ever saw this. It was a talk show. And we were like 12 years old. It was like, Girl Talk, let me hear you talk. It was like a whole like girls slumber party hangout show. I highly recommend YouTubing it. Yeah. I'm sure you can find it. And like New Kids on the Block were our guests, and Joey Lawrence and Tiffany. Actually, this is so funny. New Kids on the Block were opening up for Tiffany. And that was like when they got really like famous. And so that was like one of my first entrances into serious journalism, which was awesome. And she was so lovely, and he was so lovely, and it was so fun working with him.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I heard we may be all at a convention together, which would be so awesome with Cherry. So if any of you, are in the area, please come see us all.
Do you have a memory to share about making the movie You Ruined My Life with Paul Reiser?
Oh, that was one of the best experiences of my entire life. I love that you saw that movie. Okay, You Ruined My Life was like this young girl, didn't really have her parents, but had this uncle who owned Caesar's Palace. It was like the dream come true, you guys. I got to roller skate through Caesar's Palace. It was like the coolest thing ever. Not only did I get to roller skate through Caesar's Palace, I got to go on a raft in the fountain in the front of Caesar's Palace. It was like the craziest thing in the entire world. I got to make cakes with bubble gum in the back of it was like every dream you could ever have coming true. And Paul Reiser was so wonderful, and Mimi Rogers. And this was one of the coolest moments. So one day we're shooting, and Mimi Rogers was in it. And at the time, she was dating, has anyone ever heard of this actor, Tom Cruise? Well, she was dating Tom Cruise. And it was like, oh my gosh. Like, that was like one of the coolest set visits ever. Tom Cruise came to the set of You Ruined My Life. So that's a story that I don't know if I've ever shared before. Yeah, Tom Cruise came to visit us. It was really cool.
Hi, my name's Damond.
Hi.
And a while back, my friends and I were having discussions on cartoons, especially animated shows based on live-action properties. And one of the shows we brought up was yours. It's Punky Brewster. So could you tell us your experiences working on the animated series?
Absolutely. Oh, it was so fun. Well, first of all, I love Glomer. And who doesn't want to go live in Chandara? It starts with a C-H. The magical land where Glomer's from. With the end of the rainbow. I mean, literally, you guys, really, it's like such a psychedelic show. I mean, let's just be honest, right? I mean, literally, it's like Glomer, the end of the rainbow. It's it's fantastic. So it was super fun, and it was super cool because all of the real actors got to, the actors were a part of it, which was so awesome. And I think it was mind-bending and so exciting that this show that we love so much, that went way beyond a show, but was like such a part of our lives and spirits, was now being animated. It was just so cool. It was so cool, and I was so proud of it. And it really led to a lifetime of me loving to do voiceover work and the incredible journey with the Proud Family and different shows that I've been so honored to be a part of and cast, and some of the most fun moments doing animation, Bratz, and different things over the years, which has been a joy, and Punky really paved the way for that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, great question.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
I grew up watching Punky. I loved the show, how free she was to be herself. My question to you is, you're such a versatile actress. I loved you in the episode of Saved by the Bell that you did. I loved you in Summertime Switch. I mean, you've just done so many different things. So, and you mentioned mental health. How did you stay true to yourself and know which roles to choose that would make you happy and still love acting?
Oh, thank you so much for asking that. You know, doing Punky was like dream come true. And then after Punky, you know, I think a lot of times in the industry, and this goes back to what we were talking about earlier of, you know, that sometimes it's hard to maintain our balance, right? Because a lot of times I think when you're a kid growing up in the business, they want you to stay little forever. In a way, you know, you're like, they want you to like stay that cute little, you know, and then you go through puberty or whatever. And so I went through a phase as I was growing up where I went definitely through some trials and tribulations as I was developing and wanting to be taken seriously. And I definitely explored this in Kid 90 where it was like I wanted to do these like amazing, you know, roles. And then I was, you know, I was doing different kinds of movies. But by the way, I was just so happy to be working that it's like, if it was Piranha, I was like thrilled to be there. If it was Pumpkinhead 2, I was like, yay, you know? But it was this balance because you're like, who am I now? Like that form of identity. And I think that's why sometimes you'll see sometimes people struggle with like where their identity exists beyond a character. And I think it took me a lot of years to come into myself to have a better understanding. And one place where I really felt that freedom was on stage. So I went and did theater and I moved to New York and I had always wanted to do a play in New York. And so I kept, you know, trying things out and then really finding other passions and loves beyond acting also, and love directing and doing documentaries and keeping it, you know, just constantly finding the joy, because I feel like you got to do what you love. So, and part of the mental health journey is really feeling what feels right and what doesn't, you know, and you can get a lot of rejection. Somebody could be like, oh, she's too tall, she's too small, she's too this or that, you know what I mean? And so I think you have to have a pretty strong resilience to not take it personally, because otherwise I do think it can really affect one's mental health.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we have time for a couple more questions. If one or two more people want to come up.
Hi.
Hi,
Do
my
it
name is
now.
Bree.
Hi, Bree.
I grew up a child in the 80s watching Punky Brewster, and that character did so much to change the cultural perception of how little girls were supposed to dress, how we were supposed to act, what our place was in this world. And I'm wondering, you were quite young yourself, did you have a sense at the time, or when did you develop a sense of how that character was going to impact our culture for millions of Gen X women like us growing up?
Thank you so much for that very thoughtful question. I just felt like it was really special, and it never felt like acting. You know what I mean? Like you can tell when it feels like it's just like a part of yourself, you know. And it was so wonderful to be a part of and to feel like a family, like a true family, and then over the years to be able to meet people and hear their stories. And I mean, this weekend, you know, hearing people's stories of foster, you know, coming through the foster system or experiences with their loved ones, and how Punky inspired them to have their identity, to claim their truth. I mean, it has touched my heart for lifetimes, and I'm just so thankful. And I think I didn't realize at the time, you know what I mean? We were just kids playing and being a part of it, but we felt like we were part of something really special. And I remember when we had the amazing opportunity to come back together again, and we got to do it in front of a live audience before quarantine, because then during quarantine we were actually shooting during COVID, and so everyone had to wear masks and people had to be like 20 feet apart, and you were doing a scene in a car and you had to be alone. It was the craziest thing, talking to like tape. It was the craziest thing. But when we did that first episode and we got to do it with the live audience and we got out there, we were like, this isn't a show for us. Like, this is our lives and a part of our hearts, and it just really resonated. So thank you, and I just feel so thankful to be a part of that collective, you know?
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope that answered your question. You guys are amazing.
Hey, I was just wondering what your favorite episode or experience with the cast and crew of Sabrina was.
Oh my goodness. My favorite, you know, really the moments with Melissa. You know, we had these fun, okay, New Kids on the Block was like a big thing at the time. And we had these scooters that were like New Kids on the Block scooters. And Melissa and I would like ride these scooters all around. We were like, now these are not like driving scooters. These are like kick scooters, you know what I mean? And we would just like cruise around the set and we'd like ride it to Larchmont, which is like a neighborhood. Like we just had so much fun and it was just such a really, really fun time in our lives and being able to work with best friends.
Thank
And we'd
you.
have slumber parties and like then go to work. It was bananas.
Last question.
Hi. First off, thank you for coming. I remember watching the show when I was young, so this is really awesome to get to meet you. My question is, if a studio came to you and said, here's a budget, make an awesome movie, what kind of movie would you make? Anything you wanted to make?
Oh my goodness, that's a great question. What kind of movie would you all want to see? I feel like for me right now, I'm a really nostalgic person. So I would want to make something where I also want to make stories and share stories that, you know, connect to ourselves and make us not feel so alone in the world. So I would say, you know, I'm very inspired by the 80s and 90s. So it would have to be something that really feels like it just touches that part of ourselves, that innocence, that joy, that fun, that playfulness, and takes us back to some amazing time. And that also, you know, makes us feel connected and loved and together. The kind of movie where you watch it and you want to eat a pint of ice cream and call all your friends and all that. That's one type of movie. Then I will say, a very dear old friend of mine directed the new Mission Impossible, and I got to go see a set visit. And you guys, I was like, I want to direct an action movie now. I'm ready. So if you could take the nostalgia and all that, and then maybe like make a huge action movie with it, somewhere in that vein, you know, combo them, I'd be down to do that. Any budget you said? Yeah, I think an action. Yeah, action, nostalgic. Yeah, eat pints of ice cream while watching. Yeah, something like that. That also changes the world. I mean, right? Changes the world, taps into all the... By the way, it would have a great soundtrack. So I suppose action, future, with the 80s, with like Don't You Forget About Me, and like all the like 80s songs from the time. I take like all the John Hughes music, set it with like Tom Cruise, and...
Well, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. Everybody can meet you at your table. It's in the
oh my
green
God,
section.
thank you. But I really like. Thank you. I love you guys. Like, I cannot put into words what this means to me, and the fact that you guys have come and shared with me and are here and letting me share with you. So really, truly, it means more to me than you could ever know or I could ever express. And I know for friends that are here, being able to have this kind of interaction and connect, and every hug, every love, like, it just makes my heart really, really so full. And in a time that, you know, we're all going through so much, like, it's been really healing for me. So thank you, like, each and every one of you for showing up and giving me love, because I love you right back. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you.